everybody. I got a little confused there. So, welcome to our virtues pick for today. I'm very excited to have a wonderful virtue to talk about, and that virtue today is that we're going to focus on our entire day is fidelity. So, I know that maybe we think about this in a certain way, and today I'm looking at this in that way, but also in some other ways. So let's just read the description first, and then we'll talk about it. Fidelity is abiding by an agreement, treating it as a personal covenant. It is remaining true to a cherished ideal, no matter what happens to thwart our purpose. Marriage thrives when we fulfill our promise of absolute faithfulness to each other. In each relationship we form, fidelity keeps us scrupulously loyal. We avoid backbiting and casting blame. We call on our courage to resolve differences face to face. We are devoted to our employment and keep faith with a standard of excellence. We continually aim to be trustworthy. Fidelity keeps us on a path of true integrity. So, what a great virtue, and one that we certainly appreciate when we see it in others, and others are loyal to us. We can certainly appreciate that. But there's so many different aspects of it, and it's not, fidelity is not just a thing that is a virtue that is demonstrated in marriage or in personal relationships. Although without a doubt, that may be the most important thing, because if we make a promise and then we break it, that hurts not only the person that we broke our promise to, but also it hurts us as an individual. And I was thinking about fidelity as not just abiding by an agreement that we have with others, but by abiding by agreements that we make with ourselves. And so, we make promises to ourselves all the time, right? We promise that we're going to lose weight. We promise that we're going to eat more healthy. We promise that we're going to exercise more. We promise that we're going to write a book. We promise, there's just a whole list of things that we promise ourselves. Sometimes we get up in the morning, we promise that we're going to be more kind, and then something happens and we lose that. So, but fidelity to the agreements that we make with ourselves is the very beginning and the first step. And then, of course, fidelity with those most precious to us and closest to us is a way of showing that faithfulness and the integrity to our word. And it is also, fidelity also is in dealing with our ideals. And so again, we're going to go back to what we've talked about so many times, and that is clarity of who we are. It's very hard to be true and have integrity with something that we've not defined. And so I just encourage everyone to define who you are, define what you stand for. And that doesn't mean that there's not room for growth, and that doesn't mean there's not going to be room for opportunities to change. That's not really what we're talking about. What we're saying, though, is that unless we can clearly articulate what we stand for and who we want to be as a person, the virtues that we want to display, and having integrity with our true selves, not the person who has all the negative talk going on, or not the person that is dysfunctional in the thinking, with distorted thinking, right? But our true selves, the ones that have deep love for life, the ones that have a tremendous love for other people, that can see the goodness in others. That's our true self. And when we're true to that, and when we look at that, then it's much easier for us to have the courage to resolve differences face to face. It's easier for us to stay faithful in personal relationships and in our work environment, and being faithful to giving our very best and being our very best. And all of this calls for continued personal development, right? So we're constantly looking at how can I be more true to myself. So fidelity to ourselves, I think, is just so important. And it's something I've been working on for a long time, because to be honest, just in the last couple of years, I've realized that we even have a true self, that we are, the creator of our own life, and all the things that happen to us are things that we've created. And so with that in mind, I want to create the best life I can for myself, right? and so it starts with being true to the very deepest part of us, the source, the love, and the integrity that we have to all of the virtues that we all have inside of ourselves already. So those are my thoughts today about fidelity, and how I'm going to be focusing on it. How do we teach our kids about fidelity? And I think this begins with first having that clarity of what you stand for, and emphasizing the family as a team, as a group of people with a particular purpose or with a goal in mind. What is the mission of your family? What are the things that you stand for as a family? So each one of us have those things individually, but we, as a team now, we also need a mission and a vision, and we need to know where we're headed. And it's impossible for a child to learn anything about integrity to virtues, or in fidelity to promises that they make, unless they know for sure what they stand for, and having that very clear in mind. So I think that's really the most important thing that we can possibly do for our children, is giving them a purpose, helping them to even come up with their own goals, right? And so that they can see where they're headed, and see how the virtues are going to help them maintain integrity to those things. So, interesting. Any thoughts on that? I'd be glad to hear them. And I encourage everyone, as we go through our day, to continue to focus on the virtues and to practice the virtues, and to practice the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. All right, everyone, that's how I'm thinking today. And until next time, which is tomorrow morning, right? We'll see you again. Bye.